back, everyone. Welcome back. Whew, we just wrapped up with our first series of the broadcast with our first quarterfinals match of Clem versus Trigger, but now we are here with our second and final series of the broadcast, another best of 5 between Maru and Creator, another TvP. We already have 3 semifinalists confirmed. We have Solar, we have Hero, we have Trigger, and do we have a Terran in the semis? I mean, Maru is coming in as a favorite player, that is true, but I also have to give some respect to Creator, because Creator has also been improving over the past couple of months as well, right? Creator, he's been getting some better and better results in recent times, so we'll see if that translates into a win here. It's still going to be difficult. Maru, he is one of the best Terran players in the world. He is the best Terran player in South Korea, at least, that is true. Still, I would say in the shadow of Clem, especially in recent years, but still a damn good player in his own right, and I would say favored to make it far, maybe even favored to win, or at least make it to the finals, here, based on the players we have currently ahead of us, with Solar, with Hero, with potentially Maru, Creator, and Trigger. Still gonna be a tough one, but I'm ready, I'm excited, especially considering that Maru, it's a rare sight to see him in an online tournament. Very, very rare. True, I should have started with that, actually. Maru, he rarely competes in these events. He does actually compete a little bit more in the Chinese tournaments, so think of Masters Coliseum. True, Masters Coliseum, World Team League. There is an exception here, so I'm sure Maru, he's willing to compete in these events run by SCBoy, and here he is for Rongyi Cup. Let's go. Let us go as we are jumping to game one. Game one is going to be on Winter Madness. Remember, the winner of this series will play against Trigger in the semis. Let's go. Let us go. As spawning in the top left-hand corner here at Winter Madness, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the red Terran representing Team Vitality. It is Maru. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss. It is a Creator. Here we go. We're here. We have made it here to our second series of the broadcast, one of the best of 5, and coming into this, I do expect to see a very different kind of TvP. Now, we kind of alluded to it, and we did bring it up. I think it was in game 5, the ace match of the previous series, and even before that, actually. But Clem versus Trigger was pretty tame. It was a pretty tame series. Yes, Trigger did a proxy in game 1, and yes, Clem did 2-base all-in game 5, but game 2, 3, and 4, we had very economic and very mid-game focused builds, right? Like, the players, they were cutting corners, they were being greedy. We saw Clem go every game racks expand. We saw likewise, we saw Trigger go 2-gate blink every game into a third base as well. So we had just really economic and really greedy builds for the majority of that last series. Coming into Maru versus Creator, I would expect to see some more aggression, some more deviation, some more action early on, especially from Maru. Maru, he's very fond of 2-base all-ins, but we're loading into Winter Madness, and this map is not really conducive to 2-base all-ins. This is a very large map, longer rushes to spy ground, more defendable, natural, even third base as well, so we're expecting to see an economic start. One gas. Single gas opener, Marine first, no SCV scouts out of Maru, greedy build. So far so good. That may as well be Clem. You know, Clem went for this exact same build multiple times in his series. Now we do see the off-center CC, so Creator, he does cause some damage here. Will delay some mining. Of course, the CC can lift and land, can reposition, but still will delay some SCV production at least, and some mining time at the natural. So some damage is dealt. Oh, okay, it's going to be Marine first straight into the tech lab. So, okay, you have my attention. A tech lab this early on typically would lead into a Marauder. The goal here would be, because we had an economic start, Maru is hoping that Creator tries to punish. And there it is. Adept is on the way. So we're opening up Adept. The Adept is going to be rushing across the map. Meanwhile, Maru actually goes to the add-on swap. My apologies. So early add-on swap here into early Cyclone. I mean, that is another way to just secure your natural. Cyclones this early on can dominate early game gateway units. Do you see what I see? Second racks. Okay, so already this is a build that we did not see at all last series. So we're going to be going for a delayed starport. We did just mention in the lead up to this that Maru is typically more aggressive, and Maru is very fond of 2-base all-ins. This is very 2-base all-in coded. We do have a racks into factory into second racks. This can lead into a third racks. If we go for a third racks before the starport, there's a higher chance that Maru just commits on 2 bases. But hyper aggressive, right? Hyper aggressive build. Just because we're delaying the starports and we're going into earlier stim. Yep, and there it is, third Rax. So that is a third Rax before Starport, even an eBay for before Starport as well. That'll be for +1. This looks a little bit old school, not gonna lie. This kind of build was seen quite a lot in 2022, 2023. There was a period in time where we saw a lot of all-ins. We saw a lot of all-ins here, even in more recent times as well, to be fair. In more recent times, around DreamHack Dallas of last year, if you recall, there were a lot of 2-base all-in plays, and this is one of them. This should be hitting with +1. So +1 is going to be the timing here for Maru. +1, stim, combat shields. This is going to hit like a truck. And Maru can pull the boys with this as well. Meanwhile, winding it back, a Creator playing it safe. Okay, Creator, how many gateways? We have 1 gateway at the natural, and we have 2 gates in the main, 3-gate blink. This is considered to be a very safe kind of way of playing, just because we are going to be delaying the 3rd expansion in favor of extra gateways and extra stalkers. That is true. I would say, though, that I prefer Maru's position. This would be ideal against an earlier timing and an earlier push, but Maru, he's waiting for these upgrades, right? Like, he's still staying back at home waiting for these upgrades to kick in before he does push. So I do think Creator could have gotten away with a faster base. But the problem is that Creator doesn't know, right? Like, Creator, he's seen nothing in the main. All he knows is the add-on swap into Cyclone early on. That's all the Creator's really aware of. And Creator's moving out. The best defense is good offense, so we have 3-gate blink, we have the Warp Prism, and Creator can now start to apply some pressure and potentially pick off some key units. Can he get a Marauder? Like, sniping a Marauder would be ideal. But you can see Maru, he's here on top of the ramp, trying to punish any kind of attempted face check. Creator, he does bypass the ramp, going straight into the main. Can he get that on? Uh-oh. No, he's going for the SCVs. Okay. 4 stalkers, they can one-shot SCVs, getting 1, 2, 3 SCV kills so far. 4. Not bad. 4, 5 SCVs, sniping one of the Marines. 2 Marines even. Breaks the lock-on, going for the Cyclone as well. Massive pickups. 1 more shot. Odamas does get it. Oh my god, Creator, calm down. Very nice control. Creator killing 5 SCVs, 2 Marines, and a Cyclone, and doesn't lose anything. So again, very nice control. Not just that, he also got a full scout. He got a full scout. He sees the massive bio army. He knows that he's in danger, and we need warpins back at home. Creator, he needs those warpins. Immortal production has begun. We see Creator trying to cash those reinforcements. Coming in from behind, the medevac is low. The medevac! Medevac does boost away. That is so low here. As Creator, he's going to be meeting up with the rest of his army. Maru pushing on the right-hand side. Creator, he does miss the move out. And Creator out of position. Shield battery is finishing, but it's going to be focused down. Yeah, the battery goes down instantly. But the Immortal has arrived. It's going to be a tough hold here for Creator. As the army sims in and gets 1, 2, 3 stalkers going down. The boys are being pulled, and it looks like a Creator will hold, but at a cost. Yeah, at a cost of 9 probes. Oh, that goes down. Maru, he still trades. And in the end, that was 9 probe kills, 6 stalkers, a sentry. It was a good amount of buy that was thrown away, but yeah, Maru, he traded well here. Traded well. Behind this, he's still building up. Do you see what I see? 2 more Raxes, but a 3rd CC. So he's getting a 3rd CC. Maru, he's not all in. He's expanding. This was a very strong timing attack, and he was able to deal some economic damage, but not enough to kill. Not enough to kill, but to give him a lead. Like, Maru at the moment, I would say, is ahead economically. He does have mules, bear that in mind. And he's about to land his 3rd. Oh, okay. Nice drop play here by Creator. Drops in. Gets 2 SCVs. Gets a Marauder as well. Doesn't lose anything. From here now, Creator's working on splash damage. We have the Bay on the way. Bay for Colossus. Army gets spotted. You see Creator, he does respond. This Creator reveals everything. Maru still applying pressure. And looking for a way in. So Creator is keeping up. Oh, the control. Baits out the mine shot. Baits out the mine. Catching out some Marauders, not bad. Getting one. Almost two. Gets some Marauder, gets a couple of Marines. Nice force fields. And Creator, he should hold. Yeah, he should be able to hold on here. I mean, there's a lot of potential with his Widow Mines. Oh no! Jesus. Yeah, Prison does pull away. Prison does barely pull away, but Vikings have arrived. Zoning back the War Prism. Prism will go down. And Maru, he's still just rallying. He's still just rallying. Even stimming across the map. Jesus. He's stimming across. But now that it's a Colossus, Maru, he has to back up. He has to respect it. Respect the Colossus. Oh, Jesus. Let's create a punish for the blink. It's punished, but he does hold. He holds on. He's up. He's on 4 base saturation. He's now getting additional Colossi. He's holding on back. As we mentioned before, Maru has been ahead economically since dealing that economic damage at the 3rd base, and you can see even here, Maru has a worker lead. He has a worker lead plus mules. So Maru, he still has momentum, or at least the economy on his side. Pressure's on Creator. Pressure is on. Creator, he has had some nice moments, don't get me wrong, but we need something more decisive here. As now we have a 2nd starport, mass Viking productions on the way. Maru getting a 4th CC, Creator getting his 5th. I'll say the Creator's 5th base is, I mean, it's decently timed. It's okay. But both armies are about to max. And Maru, he's perfecting his army. He's got the Ghost Academy on the way for Ghosts. His Viking count is looking healthier and healthier. Making 4 Vikings at a time. What do we need out of Creator? We need to see either Disruptors or Storm. We need to get out of Colossus soon. As the Viking count is getting too high. There it is. We have made our decision. 2nd Robo. I will say this is late. You can see the Creator has a bank. We could have seen this Robo earlier, so late 2nd Robo, late switching to Disruptors. That is a concern. And pre-Disruptor, Creator is vulnerable. He is vulnerable. Celeron by attempts to distract. No major damage, just an annoyance. Distracting Maru. Again, giving Creator some time here to build up his Disruptors. He has a 1 so far. Let's go 1 Disruptor. Here comes Maru. Zella once again distracts. Maru's pushing in. We do have another Zella around on the right hand side. How many Vikings do we have? 11. Okay. 11 Vikings. That's a lot of Vikings, Pappy. So I'll say do try to slip by, but oof. Michaels to catch him. Maru turns everything around though. Okay. For a moment to turn everything around. Storm is not ready. Hive Templar, they do get some feedbacks. There's 1 Ghost left with energy. So we get some decent feedbacks. There's going to be 1 EMP. I can get the volley off. Colossus is getting very low. But hey, that Disruptor count is getting up there. We have what? We have 2. Soon to be 3. Soon to be 3 Disruptors. That does clip the army. Meanwhile, Maru, his own fusion core is done. We have advanced ballistics on the way. Liberators are in production. But that window, that timing where Creator had only one disruptor, even 0 disruptors, I mean, that's closing. That's closing, and Creator is slowly refining his army. It's getting better and better. Storm is almost done as well. And Maru, that window is coming and going. Like, he's missed his timing. Maru now has to pull away. Pulls away. He's throwing down 5 CC. We're gonna be here for a while, baby. 5 CCs being thrown down. Meanwhile, Stargate for Creator. So we're now thinking about the late game. Maru's working on Mass Liberator. And meanwhile, Creator is thinking about Sky Toss. He's thinking about Tempest. Ooh, as Maru does split up his army. We'll see if Creator can keep up.
Research complete.
Again, Maru is scanning. I don't think he sees the second Stargate and the Fleet Beacon. Yeah, not yet. They're a little bit further back. But again, Creator is getting ready for his Tempest, getting ready for his mothership. We're still just posturing. And Maru, he might find a base. I still do favor Maru in a head-on fight. I don't really think the Creator's gotten there yet. But Maru taking it slow. Does find this in a base. And looks like Maru, he will kill the expansion. Now, the scariest thing about what's happening here between these two players is that Maru, his bases are being left untouched. Typically, the Terran player has to fight pretty hard for their 4th, 5th, and 6th base. But meanwhile, we have Maru getting a 6th on location. Like, these bases are left untouched here, and a Terran player that has an economy that's on par, if not greater than the economy of the Protoss in the late game is crazy. So Maru has a pretty big advantage here. He's building up his gas bank. Creator now working on Tempest. He's working on it. The Liberators are bullying back Creator. Yeah, and Creator, he gets a disruptor. Maru gets a disruptor. Disruptor goes down. Colossus as well. And Creator's army is just gonna get bullied. Like this army is just so lacking here. It's a little bit messy. Like, we have a little bit of everything. A couple of disruptors, a couple of Colossus, a couple of Tempests, a couple of Archons, a couple of High Templar. But there's no counterattacks, there's no counter movements, there's no aggression, there's no denial of these fringe bases. The Prism is now setting up for a counterattack, but again, if the map is cut in half, I feel like I have to favor the Terran. Traditionally, the advantage of Protoss and PvT is their ability to gain map control and contain the Terran on a lower base count, but that's not happening here. From the south side. We'll get a couple of probes. Yeah, 4 probes going down. The Liberators are pushing forward. They can just bully that ground army. Meanwhile, we've built up to 5 Tempest. Doesn't connect. Nice Storm. Very nice Storm. Jesus. Maru does take the entire Storm to the face, but he's chasing. It does go for the dive. Does focus on the Archons. No more Storms. No more splash damage. There's one Colossus. Oh, I say that. Another storm lands. The two storms were impressive. And Creator, he's barely holding on. He does preserve his Tempest. Preserves the Tempest. He's being given some time. Meanwhile, a big shout out to Holy Line 23 in the chat. Gah, baby, gah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for subscribing for 36 months. 3 years, baby. 3 years of support. Thank you so much with your trying. Thank you. Thank you. We do appreciate it. We appreciate it. Este Holy Line. As the center base goes down once again. Now, what I will say is the Creator, he's now building up his Tempest count. Like, his Tempest count is getting quite high. His Mothership is on the way. Does catch the Ghost. Once again, the Creator cannot fight out in the open like this. He has to get out of here. He does pull away to the cannons, but there's not enough shield batteries. One Tempest goes down. He's getting caught. Yeah, the Vikings, they can just give chase. They hunt down the Tempest. 1, 2, 3 Tempests go down. And with that, Maru, he snowballs out of control. He snowballs out of control, breaks through the main army. Now going for the Mothership. At the same time, we do have some DT counterattacks here. Okay, 23 SCB kills. We needed this earlier. We did need this earlier. This is very nice damage, though. We have DTs in all 3 bases. It actually does force Maru back home. DTs are popping up. The Invisible Man. Let's go. Oh, does deny the nuke. Nuke is denied. Maru, he just F2s everything back into his main. And that does create an opening. Creator can start pushing. Start pushing forward. It doesn't achieve too much though. Yeah, the map is just too large. It's too big. Does get a couple of free shots up here on the Vikings. Oof. Yeah, does try to, but there's just so many Vikings. They reset the Sky Toss. Sky Toss army goes down. We have Mass Stalker coming in instead. Okay, switching into his ground army. Tries to overwhelm, but there's just still so many ghosts. So many ghosts left over. No detection. Ghost A pop up. He scans for the observer just in case. But again, there's no detection. Up. Creator though with the Zealot Warpins. He's got 2k minerals. Tries to warp in those Zealots. Again, still can't see those ghosts. Creator's not stopping. He's not stopping. Maru, he's burning through his bank. He's got a lot of supply in medevacs. Diving on the ghost once again. Winging on top of the Liberators. Does get 1, 2, 3 Liberators, but he gets punished. Yeah, he gets punished. GG gets called. The army stims and he wins. And Maru, he will take game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. A very messy, really awkward game 1 is what I will say. Again, it did feel like Creator was on the back foot for the majority of this game, where he just couldn't stop Maru from expanding. Like, Maru, he was able to expand, perfect his army, build up a bank as well, build up his side of the map. It felt like a really passive, really tame Creator. Of course, there was a nice moment with his DTs, right? His DTs did do a lot of critical damage, but that was what, 20 minutes in? Like that was very late. It was very, very late. Unfortunately, up until that point, like he was kind of being bullied and being forced back. He wasn't really able to go for any kind of run bys or counterattacks. It was just a really awkward position there for Creator as Maru had map control. GG. GG, well played. Whew. With that, so we're now going to be getting into game number 2. Going to be loading into Tourmaline. Let's go. Let us go. Likewise, we had a bit of an awkward transition into Sky Toss and into Tempest as well. Was a little more awkward. Let's go. So getting into game 2 and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tourmaline, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Red Terran representing Team Vitality, leading the series 1-0. It is Maru. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the Blue Protoss. It is a Creator. And I feel like this is where the styles of our players are clashing a little bit here, and it's favoring Maru. Traditionally, we do bring this up from time to time whenever we cast Creator, but Creator, he's, I would say, probably the most tame and the most macro of all the Korean Protosses. I'm referring to Hero, Classic, and Xian, right? I'm referring to, and even Nightmare as well. I'm referring to the other top Korean Protosses, and they're often a lot more aggressive, they're often a lot more assertive, and a lot more confident in their play, and they're very in the face of their opponents. Creator, even though he can be aggressive in his own way, that is true. Like he's not like Showtime. He's not that extreme. Showtime in his prime, especially. He's not that extreme when it comes to how defensive and how passive he is. But he's like the most defensive and the most passive out of all the other Korean players, which I mean might not be saying too much because of how aggressive they are, right? That they, especially like Hero and Classic, for example, they skew things a little bit more in that direction. But that passivity, I mean, Maru, he can take advantage of that quite quickly. Like Maru, he is known for that late game, especially in TvZ, but also in TvP. Like, hey, if you want to slow the game down, then Maru, he will throw down 5, 6, 7 CCs, wall up and wall off, and embrace that late game. And we saw that at the end. I want to say that Maru, he had like, what, 12 CCs? Like, it was insane. Just so he can work on all those mules, just so he can protect his army. Even though Maru, he was aggressive last game early on, like, he is more than happy to embrace a longer game. More than happy. But now, double gas. Once again, double gas opener out of Maru, going for a faster factory. We saw this last game as well. If you remember last game, this led into an early second racks, third racks, eBay, and +1 timing attack, which did kill 9 probes. We'll see if Maru goes to the same build again. So now he's getting his CC. Okay, he's already mixing it up. If you remember last game, he went Marine first into Tech Lab, into Add-on Swap, into early Cyclone. This time he's going Reactor into Reactor Reaper Hellion. So different follow-up out of Maru. We saw this in Game 5 of Clem versus Trigger, if you recall, where committing this hard into Reaper Hellion means that the pressure is on the Terran player to find some damage with this. We'll see when he stops. But typically 3 Reapers and 2 Hellions is what we're looking for. Yep, there it is. Maru does move out. Maru going for a... Okay, so I like how we're shifting gears here. This was a very tech-heavy and aggressive start, true, and he does open up Reaper Hellion, but bam, after the Reaper Hellion, 3rd CC. Very fast 3rd CC here by Maru, so Maru, he's kind of masking, is hiding his greedy build off of an aggressive opener. And if a Creator is passive, if he's defensive, which we were kind of alluding to his playstyle, then Maru, he will get away with a boosted economy with a stronger mid-game. So the pressure's on Creator to be aggressive. To be aggressive, to move out, to apply pressure. Pressure is on. Now behind this, we do have 2 more gates in the main. So 3 gates in the main base. We have a Robo with the natural, so 3-gate blink. 3-gate blink out of Creator. And he needs to be active. We were praising Creator in the early game of Game 1 when it came to his unit control, when it came to his War Prism micro, with his Immortals, with his Stalkers. Like, it was slick. It was clean. We need to see that again. As here comes that Prism. And again, you might be looking at this and at face value, it's like, oh, this is a better start for Creator, right? The Reaper Hellion hasn't dealt any damage. It's not meant to. It's meant to keep Creator busy while Maru expands, while he's greedy behind it instead. First Hellion goes down, and Creator is moving out. And can Creator break Maru? Back at home, what do we have to defend? One tank on the low ground with a bunker. Meanwhile, the main base, there's no tank. Yeah, there's no tank. We went for an add-on swap at the earlier stim, so no second tank. The main base is vulnerable. What are we going for? Tank is revealed, diving on the tank. Does two-shot. Tank goes down, pulls away. So far, a nice pick up here by Creator. He can now rotate into the main base. Remember, there is no second tank. Maru, has he been too greedy here? Pokes in, sees a setup, pulls away, rotates to the low ground. There is still a bunker. Just getting a couple of SCVs. Oof. Losing a Stalker. Not ideal. Talos is a Stalker. As Creator's applying pressure, getting his own third. Now Maru has a tank on the high ground. And Creator, did he see the CC? He did. Okay, he's aware. Okay, he's aware of the faster command center. And even though Creator isn't really doing too much damage here, he's containing, right? He's containing, he's delaying Maru from expanding. That's what's important. Picks off 3 Marines. Behind this base on the way for Colossus. Charge, gateway explosion. Maru just slip into the bases, okay. And hey, he retained the Reaper Hellion from the start of the game, so why not? Gets into the main, getting 2, getting up to 3. 3, 4 probes go down. Can we get 5? Jesus. 5 pro kills. Very nice harass here by Maru. In the end, the early Reaper Hellion did pay for itself. And now Maru can expand. Oh, as it looks like there was a bit of a lag. No, Bratok. Looks like Bratok did lag out. Oh, missed rally here by Creator. Oh, throwing away his Immortal. Ay, ay, ay. And Maru, he's got his third. Now, at least Creator's already working on his 4th base. His 4th base is already getting up and running, so it's keeping up with Maru. Or at least trying to. Oh, true. This 3rd base is very open. We didn't even get to speak on the map itself, but yes, this map does have a very open 3rd. Soldiers on the left-hand side. Creator gearing up on the right, and Creator, he might just be able to break the 3rd. What do we have to defend? We have some SimCity here. There are 2 tanks. Ooh, miss rally. Miss pathing. Leading out a couple of Stalkers. Creator is going in though. He wants those tanks. They're exposed. And he should get 1. Yeah, 1 tank goes down instantly, going for the other. Not quite able to though. Yeah, Creator does pull back, does pull away. Trying to get out of range of the tank. And Maru holds. Maru, he does hold on. Creator, I'm not so certain he can commit here. He's going for it though. He blinks in, gets a tank. Tank goes down. Colossus going ham here on the Marauders, but the Stalkers are punished. Yeah, Stalkers, big punish here. Marauders, they stim forward. They focus on the Stalkers. They focus on the Colossus as well. And this is not it. Yeah, this was not it for Creator. Ay, 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 he will lose everything. Killing the first tank and backing off, I think, was fine, but committing it even harder into the army, into the tank, was crazy. And Creator falls behind. Creator, he lost most of his Stalkers. He lost a Colossus. You can see Creator plummeted in army supply. Now, Maru, he doesn't have enough to counterattack, but Maru is ahead. 100%. Maru is ahead. And he's just gonna chill. He's just gonna chill, turtle up, and hopefully not max out and not wait to max out, but for the most part, like the correct thing to do is just chill. Just chill, expand. Maru is ahead economically. He's up in workers plus mules. Now, what does Creator have to work with? He's got his 3 Colossi. True. He's got 3 Colossi. He's now working towards Storm, Temple Archives into Storm, into High Templar. So far, Maru, he's rotating well. Just ensuring he keeps up with any kind of aggressive movement from Creator. Oh, and now he's pushing. I mean, Maru, he's almost maxed. He's almost maxed out. How many Vikings does he have? 8. 8 Vikings up against 3 Colossi. Temple Archives is still on the way, so there won't be any storms. Vikings, they move in. Yeah, they push forward, and they should get one of the Colossus. Does get one. And likewise, Zealous, they just melt against the Bio Army. Not enough Vikings for the other Colossus, though. Creator, he's... can he hold on? Can he hold? He is. Creator, he barely holds on here, but it cost him a lot of his army. And Maru's still rallying. That's the scary thing here about Tourmaline. The rush distance is so short. He's just still rallying across the map. He knows how close he is to breaking Creator. He's close. Oh, nice juggling. Nice juggling. Preserves a Colossus. Has a lot of extra swipes going up. Okay. Oh my god. I spoke too soon as both Colossus still go down. That was impressive control though. Creator, he survived the attack. He survived. He's holding on. Creator barely treading water here. Temple Archives is complete, but there's still no Stormy research. He does have a couple of Archons at least. Oof. Force to recall on the right hand side. Maru, he will get eyes on a fresh mining base. And create recalls on cooldown. It's on cooldown, baby. You can't save the probes. And with that 15 probes go down, ay, ay, ay. Losing 15 probes, losing the expansion as well. And Maru just wedging himself in between the natural and the third. Forcing the army to engage. Oof, punishing the Stalkers. 3, 4, 5 Stalkers going down. Colossus as well. And Creator, he has nothing. Yeah, he has nothing at this point. Job gets into the middle on the right hand side. Army being forced to fight in the liberation zones. There's too much freedom, Pat. Too much freedom. Yeah, drag through the freedom zones. Another base goes down. Now losing the 4th. And Creator, he, I guess, commits. I mean, he's all in. He's been all in for quite some time. It's all or nothing. He's got 1 Colossus, a good amount of Zealots. Where's it being pulled? Fighting within range of the Planetary. Planetary does help out. Zealots, they just melt. And this army just so fragile. GG gets called. Maru, he will take a 2-0 lead in the series. GG. Whew, GG, well played. Again, we did see a much more aggressive Creator. That is true. We saw Maru be hyper greedy early on, going for the fast third base, and Creator, he was able to contain somewhat, able to apply some pressure. But we spoke about it at the time. Creator, he did make a decision here. He did make the like a split-second decision to push into the third base. I'm referring to the moments when he saw the tanks were exposed. He moved in, he killed 1 tank, then he backed off. That was fine. And then he saw that Maru moved in position, he moved his entire army in front of his tanks at the third base, and Creator chose to go again. He chose to commit again for a second fight, for a second engage, and Creator, he lost everything doing so. He blinked forward with the Stalkers, so he lost all the Stalkers, he lost his Colossus, he lost his Zealots, he lost any kind of momentum that he had, and he plummeted in supply. And that was the moment where Maru took a lead. That was the moment where Maru, he's like, oh, cool, I can just get a fourth. I can just get a fourth base, look to max out. He was able to build up to 184 supply, then push. So GG, well played. Creator just being a little bit overly aggressive, or just misjudging. I would say maybe the better way of phrasing it, just misjudging the defensive setup, misjudging what he had available and what he could accomplish with his army. So did misjudge there. And with that, we're now getting to game number 3, and Maru, he is one game away from claiming the series. The pressure is on. Pressure is on, and spawning in the right-hand corner of the Old Republic, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Red Terran representing Team Vitality. It is Maru. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Blue Protoss player, the Blue Protoss himself from South Korea, down in the series, down heavily. He has to fight back here and now to make a series out of this. It is a Creator. Here we go. Just catching up with the chat. He's all man. True, true. Walls of Brattok. It's a great old school game. I'm unfamiliar. But much love to Brattok. Papa Brattok. That's a good guy. Has been organizing and hosting a bunch of like 2v2 tournaments for the scene, for the region. True, true. Competing a lot in New Thermal's events as well with Middle VK. And hopefully his internet stays with us. Did lag out of that last game. For now though, welcome to the Old Republic. A much larger map of the map pool, longer rush distance by ground. Maru does go for an economic start this time, going for a single gas opener. For the first time this series actually. True, true. For the first time. I think, I'll be honest, like game 1 lasted so long that I've kind of forgotten the openers there. I know that it led into the early +1 timing, but it might have been off of an economic start. So now we do have the off-center expansion, and Maru does go for the early tech lab into early Marauder. Now, what is the goal here? What is the purpose? Well, we do have an economic start, true. It's an economic start, and Creator, he's scouted, and Maru is hoping that Creator tries to punish. Creator is making the Adept. The Adept should be rallying across the map, and you can see here, yep, there's the rally. You can see the rally all the way across the map to try to apply pressure, to try to punish the CC, and try to get some economic damage done. Maru wants that to happen, and the goal here is to catch the Adept. Ooh, and we do have an aggressive follow-up. That is a second Rax. That is an eBay. This is very similar to game 1. I say similar because if you remember in game 1, Maru went for a tech lab into add-on swap into early Cyclone, if you remember. This time, delayed factory, going for a second Rax. And do we go 3cc, 3 Rax? With the eBay, no, it should be a 3 Rax. Should be a hyper-aggressive early sim timing. The Adept does spot the Marauder. Creator will pull away. And we're waiting for the rest of the production. With this, we can get it sim. And Creator, he hasn't seen anything yet. He's aware the Marauder. Oh, and it is going to be 3cc. Okay. Okay. So really fast +1, but it looks like we're not going to be hitting a +1 timing. So just really fast upgrades here by Maru into a very fast 3rd TC, similar to last game. Meanwhile, Creator going 4-gate blink. Okay, I'm on board. 4-gate blink Stalker, hyper aggression out of Creator, and this is meant to punish. This should punish, actually. If you're curious what's happening here, so Maru is cutting corners. Maru, he's rushing into stim, rushing into combat shields, rushing into stim, combat shields +1, 3rd TC. Now, what is the downside for Maru? no factory. No factory, no tanks. No tanks. Delayed factory here. So the defensive setup is quite weak. It's a very, very weak, very fragile defensive setup. Meanwhile, Creator's being hyper aggressive with 4 Gateblink Stalker. So Creator's going to move out, and what is it to defend? There's going to be Marauders, true, but there's going to be no tanks. There's going to be one bunker on the low ground. There's going to be an opening here in the main. It's going to be very difficult defense here for Maru because of his greed up against the hyper aggressive build of Creator. And here comes Creator. He's moving out. Now, Creator, he still doesn't really know what he's up against, so you can see he's in position, or he was in position to deal with Widowmine drops. But here comes the push. And can Creator punish? It's going to be close. Stim is almost done, right? Stim is almost done. And Stimmed Bio Army can punish Blink Stalkers. But that's a lot of Stalkers, getting up to 11. 11 Stalkers moving in. Do we head into the main? Do we head into the natural? Stim is almost done. And Creator, he sees no tank. Yeah, he does spot no tank. Dives into the main base. He gets 1, he gets 2, he gets 2, he gets all 3 Marauders before Stim. Massive pickoffs. Yeah, Stim is activated, but again, only 1 Marauder left. Nice spin control so far. Does get away. 1 Stalker goes down, and Creator, he's bullying. He's going for another massive warp in. How many Marauders are left? 1. Only 1 Marauder. That's not good enough. Mass Marine cannot trade well against all these Stalkers. Mars in danger. Now gets a second Marauder. Oh, down to 1. A nice target firing at a Creator. There's 1 Marauder left. That's the backbone of the army. Just the 1 gets focused down. 0. 0 Marauders left. Only Marines. And Creator can just bully this. He can just bully this army. Pure Marine to defend. And with that, Creator, he's done it. He's done it. He has punished Maru. We will have a series. We will have a back and forth. All the boys are being pulled. Critical economic damage. Maru, he's punished for his greed. Once again, does focus on the Marauder. Gets the Marauder and can just keep pushing. Yeah, but even blinking on top of the Marines. Blinks forward. Crazy. That'd be crazy. Once again, diving on the Marauder. Does focus on the medevac. GG gets called, and Creator, he does put a point on the board. We have a series. We have a series, we have a back and forth. GG, well played, winding it back. Again, we had a hyper greedy build here by Maru, and if you recall, Creator blindly was going for Gateblink. Creator, he didn't scout, so he didn't know that, for all he knew, it could have been a 2-on-1 setup, right? It could have been a 3 racks, it could have been something more aggressive. He didn't know the timing of that 3rd TC, but he just happened to go for Gateblink, and everything lined up. Everything did line up here in the end. Maru, he had very little to work with back at home. He had 4 Marauders, and 3 Marauders got focused down seconds before Stim. It was like 3 seconds. 3 seconds before Stim. Maru, he lost 3 Marauders. GG. GG. He was broken then and there. And with that, we have a series. Let's go. Let us go. So we're now getting into our next game and spawning in the bottom right hand corner here of Ruby Rock. We have the blue Terran player. We have the South Korean Terran still leading the series, but alas, did bleed in that last game. Can he claim the series here and now, though? It is Maru for Team Vitality. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Protoss player, the blue Protoss himself from South Korea, putting a point on the board. Fighting back, it is Creator. Here we go. I really like Maru's style. He's so calm and collected, never overextends. Yeah, for the most part, I mean, we kind of alluded to it. I believe that's in reference to not last game, but the game before that, the later game state on Tourmaline, if you recall. That can sometimes work against him. You're referring to Maru's willingness to like you know, get a lead and then slow things down and get another expansion, get a third base, build up and get further ahead. That passivity can sometimes work against him. We have seen that be the case in ZVT, specifically against players like Cyril and Raynor. Cyril and Raynor, they, specifically in that matchup, I should emphasize, can punish like an overly turtling player, of course. But I will say that specifically in that last game, Creator, he had lost a little momentum and he couldn't really gain any economic lead over Maru, right? Ideally, the Protoss player wants to be up in bases and up in economy, but that wasn't the case, not on Tourmaline. But again, last game, just Maru being overly greedy, gets punished. Meanwhile, we do have an economic start, Rax expand out of Maru. And welcome to Ruby Rock. Now, I can't imagine it's going to go for a faster TC. We've seen some fast 3-base builds so far the last 2 games out of Maru. We shouldn't see that here. This map is too small. It's a very small map. Aggression is favored. We could even see Maru turn the tables and be aggressive instead. Once again, we have the Tech Lab, but it's looking like an add-on swap here instead of the early Marauder into early Cyclone. Yep, it is. Add-on swap into Cyclone. This is the second time we've seen this opener so far at Maru this series. Second time. We had this in game 1, if you recall. It's game 1. Meanwhile, Creator getting into his own Twilight Council into Blink. How many gateways? We'll keep an eye on Creator. 2-gate, 3-gate, or 4-gate Blink Stalker. Because of the map itself, I would imagine we're at least going to go up to 3. I feel like 2-gate Blink is very, very risky here on Ruby Rock. Very risky. Mars getting into zone 1-1-1. Now, in that first game, we did see... Oh, that's right. I'm actually thinking of Clem series, but we could see another Tech Lab here, another add-on swap. For now, we have our Safety Cyclone. Oh, okay. Into Mind Drop. Into his Mind Drop. Meanwhile, Creator back at home, he's getting a second gateway. So far, 2-gate Blink. So far. Cyclone was just gaining map control. For the first time in quite some time, there's no fast OTC. Again, for the past 2 games, we've had some really fast 3 bases here from Maru. But not on Ruby Rock. Okay, it does keep the Tech Lab on the factory, getting to his tanks. Moves out with the singular Widow Mine for his drop. Building up on 2 bases. We just see the Creator, he's getting another gateway, so he's playing safe, 3-gate Blink. And I was curious if this was going to be for an add-on swap. The answer is no. We do have Tank Banshee. This is actually very similar and very reminiscent to Game 5 of Clem vs. Trigger. Maru is going for a very committed push. Very, very committed. Remember, no Cloak Banshee, no Stim, no upgrades, no add-ons. I should say no Stim, no Combat Shield, no Concussive Shell, no +1. Just pure DPS here. Mass Marine, Tank Banshee. It's going to hit hard. The goal would be to lay siege upon the natural and get within range of the pylons. Specifically, get within range of the robo. If he can siege up within range, then he can end the game. The boys are being pulled. 2-base all in. 2-base all in out of Maru. Can he get on top of that natural? Remember, because of lack of bio upgrades, if Creator survives this, then Creator will take a lead. He will get ahead. And there's a reason why this is an all-in. This has to do critical damage. Maru, he rotates over, getting up the ramp. Creator, he does catch a Marine. Yeah, gets a Marine, gets an SCV. Nothing major, though. He's stuck on the low ground. Oof, losing a Stalker. Yeah, rough engage here from Creator, and here comes the main army again, trying to get within range of that robo. The tank, can he get it? Oh, we cannot. Yeah, hop pick up out of Maru. Saves the tank, we'll lose the Cyclone. Tanks are getting within range. But the first tank is low. It's going to go down. Ooh, down to one tank. And Maru's running out of steam. He's running out of steam. Here he's down to one tank. At the same time, Stalkers are catching reinforcements. Another tank is trying to reinforce. Trying to move in. He's trying. The tank goes down. Oh my god. And again, Creator barely holding on. Another tank has just now arrived though. Maru's too far back. Within range of the gateway. And now there's two Immortals. Yeah, there's two Immortals. Creator, he's fine. Creator, he's fine. He blinks on forward, takes out the Banshee, takes out the tank, takes out everything, and the all-in has failed. Both Immortals survive. And Maru, he has nothing. Maru, he has nothing left. Back at home, we spoke about it, but he has no stim, no combat shields, no further upgrades. He's not built for a longer game. He's not built for it back. Just now starting his eBay. Creator, remember this entire time he had a third. He had a third base operational the entire time. I was a little bit concerned that Creator, he was too late to engage with the army, but in the end, he was able to soften up that tank, able to snipe the first tank ahead of time as well. Like, it was so crucial that he was able to ensure the early sieges and the sniping of those tanks before they go within range. Was crucial. And now here comes Creator's counterattack. Diving into the main. And dives into the main base. He's going for that tank. One more volley. Oh, doesn't quite get it. Yeah, tank does survive, but he denies stim. Denies stim. That just ensures that Maru can't move out. He's stuck at home. Still stuck at home. Immortals are going in. Oh. Need to take a massive shot to the face. The Banshee's still being active. Still being annoying. And from here, Creator just has to calm down. We just gotta calm down, baby. Calm down. Creator is just slowly building up on 3 bases, soon getting a 4th expansion. Storm is on the way. And to be honest, there's no need for Creator to push in. Like, Creator, he does not have to try to break Maru. There's no need. Just calm down. Play it safe. As Maru, he's all in anyway. True. He's all in. He's up to 5 tanks. He can pull the boys once again. It's all or nothing for Maru. Does pull a couple of boys. Getting that repair going. As he moves out, they'll say move in. Oof. On the one hand, yes, Maru, he was all in anyway, but again, he still has to sustain the all in. He still has to sustain his 2 bases. Leading out 4 SCVs. Delaying the move out. And this is giving time for Storm. Storm is now done. Storm is ready. There's 4 High Templar. Creator, he's engaging ahead of time. Catching out 2 Marines. Tanks are unsieged. Oh, and Creator, he's going for the dive. Yeah, massive storms in the army. GG gets called, and Creator, he will tie up the series. We are going to the ace match. GG. Whew. GG, well played. We're going all the way to game at number 5 here. Again, Maru, he doubled down, he took the risk, he went for the 2 base all in. Creator, he was able to engage ahead of time, able to slow it down, able to snipe that first tank. That was a crucial moment when he got the first tank before Maru could actually get within range of the natural. And again, the tanks that were the backbone of that army. Remember, there's no stim, there's no upgrades for the bio army, so it's all about those tanks. The first one went down early, second one was out of range. GG. GG, well played. Whew, Creator, he handled that well. He handled that well enough to shut down the army, shut down the all-in, and now we're going all the way to the ace match. Let's go. Let us go. We're going to game 5, and this can still go either way. This can go either way. We're going to be loading into one of the larger maps in the map pool. Going to be loading into White Rabbit. Here we go. And spawning in the bottom hand corner of White Rabbits, we have the Red Terran player. We have the Red Terran representing Team Vitality being forced into the ace match. Can he bring it back? And can he make it to those semifinals? It is Maru. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Protoss player, the South Korean Protoss, fighting back. He was down 2-0, by the way. He was down 2-0, and he's brought us all the way to the ace match. It is a Creator. Are you saying he's built different then? I did catch myself. I did. I did notice I said that. That was in a negative context, though. That was. But yes, yes. Yeah, I know. So in chat, wow, Creator has gotten better. I mean, specifically over the past, if you've been watching Creator over the past month, maybe 2 months, over the past 2 months, Creator, he's been getting some really good results in the OSC championships, in online weekly tournaments. Creator, he has been, didn't he make it to the finals against Classic in KSL like 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago? But again, like Creator, he's been doing really well for himself in recent weeks, recent month. Creator has definitely been looking in form. He did take a break post EWC. A lot of players did, to be fair. A lot of players did take a break. But after returning from that break at Creator, he has been on that grind. So now we do have Maru going for a ranks expand. Economic opener here out of Maru. This time, no fast tech lab. So no fast tech lab, there's no early Marauder, there's no early Cyclone. Racks expand into Reactor. And again, welcome to White Rabbits. This is one of the larger maps in the map pool. Because of this, all-ins are not really favored. So we did see an all-in last game out of Maru. Makes sense on Ruby Rock. We shouldn't be seeing an all-in here. Not on White Rabbits. It'd be quite risky. Quite risky. So we're expecting something more economic, potentially even a faster third CC. Meanwhile, we're expecting Creator to cut some corners and potentially stay on a lower gateway count. We'll see. Third base is so far away in this map. I would say the third base is... It is a little bit far away. What's further away is the fourth, depending on how you expand, of course. But your third, your fourth, and your fifth base setup, as you get into a longer mid to late game, your bases are very spread out. 100%. That's the downside of White Rabbits, is you get spread very, very thin in a longer game. What does that mean? That means that if you're unable to keep eyes on the main army rotations of your opponents, you can be caught out of position. You can be very much so caught out of position and lose a base as a result. For sure. So map vision and map awareness is crucial if you get into a macro game, just to make sure you're always keeping up with your opponent's movements and making sure you're in position when it comes to their main army, depending on who's the defender. For sure. As Hellion goes to the dive, does confirm the Twilight Council. We have one gate in the main base, and we have one gate at the natural, so just 2 gate. 2 gate Blink building up into 3 bases. Meanwhile, back at home, we have Maru just building up into his bio tank. It's being somewhat active here, but is for the most part building up in towards the mid game. There's no kind of like big aggressive signs or aggressive tendencies yet. We're calming down. You can see even here going for the initial Raven, then into add-on swap into Stim. There's no Metamax, there's no drop play, no Widowmine drop, no harass outside of the Raven. We're calming down after an intense game 4. We're calming down. Oh, Keller Creator. So as we're coming down, Creator, he does go for a 3rd gateway, and he goes for the Bay as well on 2 bases. This feels overly safe. This is very, very safe play. It does mean that he has access to early Colossus production. The downside, late third expansion here. So Creator, he's going to have a slightly worse economy in favor of earlier Colossus. Stalkers, they do snipe the Raven. Oh, that should not have happened. Yeah, the Raven goes down. A nice pickoff here by Creator. Maru does overextend. So we have a bit of a give and take. Here. Now, I'm a little bit concerned. Yeah, there we go. I was going to say I'm a little bit concerned for Creator's build of choice, just because it feels like Maru's expanding, and he is. Like, 3rd CC is on the way, so Maru's building up in towards the mid game. Now, there's a chance, there's potential that maybe Creator does go for an earlier Colossus timing, in the sense that he actually does decide to move out with like 2-3 Colossus. That is going to be available to him, for sure. But now that we're still just building up. Tanks are sieged. And from here, we'll kind of see how our players deviate. Do we see Creator going to Storm? Does he go into second Robo and double Disruptor production? When does he claim his 4th base? More importantly, true. When does he claim his 4th? As we're kind of expecting a much more passive mid-game here. Now, we might see Maru just turtle up and build up to 4 bases. When it comes to the 4-base setup in TvP, typically the Terran player wants to expand in the center of the map. We just spoke earlier how spread out the bases can be. That is true, but that's also why you typically want to take these 2 bases next to each other. They're a little bit more centralized. You can knock down these rocks, and you can just park your army here in the center and then respond when need be, when given time, thanks to your sensor towers. So we could just see Maru turtle up. We just see him turtle up. For now, claiming his linear 3rd. Again, his 4th base should be a little bit further forward once we get there. Yeah, it's right now. Missile turrets. Securing himself. Getting into earlier Liberators. Okay. And Creator gets his 4th. Creator taking his 4th base. So it does look like the earlier Colossus production was just to be safe. It was just to be safe. Just to be secure. Building up his Colossus. Now getting into a zone of 4th. And from here, Creator should not push in. As we mentioned before, like the goal is just turtle up. We have a wall of turrets, a wall of tanks, sensor towers, missile turrets, depots, all going to be thrown down. Maru's goal is to slowly get a 4th base and max out. You can see he's getting an eBay armory as well. I'm going to be concerned if a Creator tries to push in. Again, Maru, he's ready, by the way. Like, we got 5 spread out tanks. 5 tanks, 2 Liberators, missile turret. Creator, he's warping in. It's a bold move. Not saying that he can't break this position, but it's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. And I don't know if we really need to do this. Okay, nice positioning though. He does rotate over. Getting on top of the ramp. Does commit. Does get 1, does get both Liberators. Oh god, but the siege line is too good. Yeah, the siege line is too strong, and Creator, this was not worth it. At the same time, he does slip into the mineral line, gets 9 SCV kills. Oh my god, does force some friendly fire. Okay. 11 SCVs. Not bad. But we gotta calm down. Like, this was a nice distraction, nice economic damage. We gotta calm down. Oh, making his way into the main. Okay, Maru's out of position. All his tanks are here at the 3rd. Tanks are in the 3rd base. Creator, he does find an opening, but he gets punished. Yeah, Creator gets punished. There's potential here for sure. But Maru's repositioning. Creator rotating over. Once again, there is an opening here. Going for the tanks. Creator, he goes for the dive. He will get 2, maybe 3 tanks. Yeah, 2, 3, 4 tanks going down. With extra Zealot Warbirds, he might be able to force his way in. These are brutal trades. Nah, no shot. No shot. Yeah, this has not been worth it. Now he expands. This is a late 5th base. Creator, he could have thrown this down a lot earlier. We could have seen, again, a Temple Archives, second Robo, Disruptor, Storm. Creator, now he's backing off. Now he's realizing he cannot kill Maru. And this wasn't worth it. Not yet. Jesus. Yeah, the boys are here to protect. Massive tank shots going off. Creator, he's not stopping. Okay. He's not stopping. Can he break Maru? I mean, the tank count has been slowly getting lower and lower. He's down to 4 tanks. Liberators are a little bit late to siege. Gets one of the tanks. Please have Narcon though. Oof. Yeah, please have Narcon. Ideally, Creator, he wants to poke in and pull away once he loses his Zealots. He wants to preserve those high-tech units like Colossus, like Archons, like Stalkers. Rotates to the left once again. Linking into the main. Let's go. He gets in. Gets 1, gets 2 add-ons. Oh, that bleeds out a couple of Stalkers. It does bleed out 3 Stalkers. Did snipe one of the Ghosts. Once again, Creator rotating. Now, what Creator is doing here is okay as long as Maru doesn't expand. If Maru never gets a 4th base, then Creator, he can afford to trade, even trade a little bit inefficiently here. As Creator's getting a 5th expansion and ideally taking up. Creator, he rotates over. Oh. He's trying to at least. Again, very nice SimCity here at the 3rd. And Maru's almost maxed. Oh boy, he's almost maxed out. And I would say that Maru, he's building up into a superior composition. Now we finally... Second Robo. Second Robo is on the way. Storm finally begins as well. Again, all this tech that we're seeing here, it did fall by the wayside because Creator was hoping he could end the game. He was hoping he could kill. And because he failed to kill, a lot of this tech, a lot of these upgrades are delayed. Again, the initial push was fine. If you remember, when he killed 11 SCVs, when he went in, when he killed 11 SCVs, that was perfectly fine. That was good. But I just kept trying to force the issue. In the end, it was not worth it. Now Maru's maxed out. And now Maru can take a 4th base. And once he gets his 4th up and running, then momentum's going to swing from one player to the other. Swing in favor of Maru. As now we're slowly setting up the new wall. Turrets, sensor towers. 4th base is now being taken. We have 4 CCs behind this for mass mules. 4 CCs. As again, Maru has a turtle up and successfully gotten his 4th base. Again, this is like a big power spike for Terran in TvP. If they can establish a 4th base, they can max out and maintain that max out army. And refine it. When it comes to refining, what do we have to work with? We have 7 Vikings, 6 Ghosts, or a decent amount of Ghosts. We only have a low Liberator count and no Fusion Core. There it is. A Fusion Core, as we say, that is on the way. That is for Advanced Ballistics. That is for Liberator range. So it's getting into Lib range. And once Maru gets into a critical mass of Liberators with range, then he can just bully the ground army. That is why typically in the late game of TvP, it forces the Protoss player into Sky Toss, just because of the heavy Liberator counts, typically. But switching into Sky Toss can be very difficult. If you recall, I mean, we saw that in the previous series in Trigger versus Clem. We saw that a little bit earlier actually with Creator and Maru as well. But that Sky Toss transition, it typically needs a lot of setup. For example, I would say that if the plan was to go into Sky Toss, we would need Stargates now. Like Stargates now, Fleet Beacons now. We'd already need that setup. Just because Maru is being very defensive. So Creator is being given a lot of time, but right now Creator, he's fixated on his ground army. Yeah, now we get the Stargate. This is late. Like, we needed this a little bit earlier. Just because it takes so long to build up your Tempest. I say a little bit, we just needed this earlier. Needed this earlier. So what's the kind of game state looking like now? Well, Maru, he didn't just get a 4th. I mean, again, once you get a 4th base, you start to snowball. 5th base is now in control of Maru. Creator, he has to do the best he can to deny the 6th expansion while also getting ready for the late game. It's not going to be easy. Especially because right now Maru does have the better composition. Here comes the fleet beacon. Again, it's very late. He's getting the fleet beacon. He's getting there. And here comes Maru. Yeah, Maru, he's maxed out. He's pushing. He will be able to knock down the center expansion. Creator, he gives up on it. Base goes down. Maru pulling back. Tempest production has begun, but I believe there's only one Stargate. Sorry, yeah, there's only one. Only one Stargate, so this is a really, really, really late switch into Skytoss. Not just because of late tech, but also because there's only one Stargate. But he's getting there. Oh my god. Massive EMP. Snipes a High Templar. No observer. No detection. Oh god, he gets 2 Templar. Maru, calm down, Papi, calm down. Scans the main base. He sees the Tempest being built. I mean, Maru, he already has plenty of Vikings. He'll be killing his own tanks to make more Vikings. There we go, 4 Vikings on the way. Feels tanks, man. Da-da. But yeah, at this point, like, tanks, they've been outscaled. Like, we're done with tanks. It's all about Ghost of Viking Liberator. And even then, like, we're foregoing Liberators just because the attempt is switching to Skytoss. You could definitely argue that we are lacking Libso. Like, we could do with some more Liberators, for sure. Currently, there's only 2. Remember, the Skytoss, it's not really here. It's only 1 Tempest. It's only 1 back, only 1. Okay. The mind games. Is there a world where Maru kills all of his tanks and starts killing more of his own units and just makes too many Vikings and bam! There's no Skytoss, there's only 1 Tempest? Maybe. Like, can Creator get into his head? The problem is with scanning. Yeah, just mass scan, basically just map hacks. He sees everything and he's confirming. He's like, hey, how many Skytoss units do you have? It's like, where are you? What's your army looking like? He's moving in. He has enough CCs where he can just scan the entire map. Oof. Gets a Templar. We got 15 orbitals. 15 back. It's a lot of scans. And Maru gets a 6th. We spoke earlier that Creator, his goal should be to deny the 6th base for as long as possible, but the 6th gets up and running. Again, Creator really does not have any map presence, is the issue. He has no map control. And yeah, this is just a really, really rough game state for Creator. Maru's pushing forward. Once again, knocking down that center expansion. As Maru does push forward, denies the base. Center base, Maru rotating towards the left-hand side. Nuke will zone away. Hopefully no major connection. Uh-oh. Did Creator kill his own probes? Yeah, he was freeing up supply. But he will lose the base. Yeah, another base goes down. Creator, he's fighting with half his army. The other half is out of position. EMP coming in. Oh, does EMP the High Templar? Yeah, Templar gets EMP'd. Oh, nice split here against the Nova. We have mass DTs coming in. Okay. No, but we have plenty of scans. Plenty of scans. Probably 21 probe kills. 2 bases go down. I mean, at least Creator, he does have a bank, true. Does have a massive bank to work with. He's going to be pushing forward. Storms, they try to turn away. Just realized just how heavily DT focused his army is. There's so many Dark Templar. Novas are moving in, but there we go. I mentioned earlier that I was a little bit concerned by the low Liberator count of Maru, but now he's built up. Built up to 9 Liberators. Freedom Zones are being thrown down. And this heavily focused ground army just cannot push into this. Not like this. Oh. Oh, he has to be careful. Has to be careful not to be caught unsieged. Catching out more Stalkers. We've got some decent Novas towards the end. Decent Novas. Catching out 3 Ghosts. They're going to try to keep pushing, but oh god, there's still no answer to the Liberators. Yeah, the Freedom Zones get thrown down. He's forced to engage, pushing into the army. It does move in. Disruptors go down. No major Novas. And Maru, he can land the Vikings. From here, he can just land the Vikings, shut down. He doesn't even need them. Jesus. Even without the landed Vikings, he takes the fight, shuts down the entire army. Creator, he plummets in supply. He does plummet. Creator does have a bank, but so does Maru. Maru does keep on pushing. It's all or nothing for Creator. Swarming in Mass Stalker. Trying to collapse in. Now the goal here for Creator is to try to kill Maru before it can remax. Before it can remax. Oh, there's still plenty of Vikings left over. No, no, the Tempest. No. Tempest gets caught out. Now going for the War Prism. Yeah, and these Stalkers, they can't trade. They kind of hold their own, not by themselves. So many Stalkers go down. They're just so fragile. They're so vulnerable. Stalker count gets resets. Creator burning through a lot of his gas. Now switching into Colossus. The Hanmar's not stopping, and he still has how many? He still has 10 Liberators. Soon to be 16. Jesus. He was making 6 more Liberators towards the end. Oh no. Yeah, Sims on forward, sieging up with the entire army. There's too much freedom back. It's too much. And now he just came to the production, getting us all the Robos, catching out the Colossus as they spawn in. Chasing down the Colossus. And without Maru's going for the kill, going for the main. The production's being depowered. And sure, there's a Tempest, I guess. There's just too much to do, too much to achieve for just one Tempest. The Colossus, they go down one after the other. They just spawn in, they go down instantly, and Maru, he has done it. He breaks Creator. Again, shout out to Creator for making it all the way to the ace match, for bringing us a game 5, but GG gets called, and Maru, he will claim the series 3-2, advancing on to the semi-finals. GG. Whew. GG, well played, congratulations, Maru, he will claim the series. My condolences to Creator. Again, this is just a really rough final game. Winding it back, Creator, he initially had a decent start. We saw that he was able to apply some pressure, able to kill those 11 SCVs, but winding it back, if you remember, he did decide to commit and force his way into the sieged up army, into the defensive position, into the natural and third base. It was like three different waves, three different attacks, trying to kill, trying to force the issue. Once that failed, Creator, he fell behind. He was basically all in. We tried to emphasize that Creator, he had delayed his Robo, he had delayed his 5th and 6th base, he had delayed his Storm, his Temple Archives, he had delayed all this tech and all of his economy, trying to kill Maru then and there, and he failed to do so. Maru, he had like 5 siege tanks, he had 3 liberators, his bio army as well. He was heavily turtled up, he was expecting aggression, and Creator gave Maru what he wanted. Gave him what he wanted. And again, Creator initially was able to deal some economic damage, but then he just kept going. He just overcommitted, he overextended, he just committed too hard, too much. The all-in failed, and that's why after that all-in failed, like, it was just so rough, it was so dire for Creator. He just lost all momentum, he couldn't stop any bases. Like, Maru just kind of cruised his way into the late game. We did have some clashes, of course, towards the end, but again, Creator, he had lost a lot of any momentum, he had lost his lead. Like, Maru had a massive bank to work with. Typically, when it comes to this style that Creator was going for towards the end, specifically like engaging and fighting and all this, it can work really well if the Terran player has a smaller bank, right? If the Terran player has less bases, if they're on 4 or 5 bases. We saw like a 7th base on the end, towards the end there for Maru. He had what, 15 CCs, 15 orbitals. But if they're on the lower base count, if they have a stifled economy, then you can overwhelm as a Protoss, right? You can overwhelm, you can trade and keep trading and eventually just work through the bank of the Terran. The problem is that because that mid game was so clean, or so comfortable for Maru, he had a bank. He had a comparable bank to Creator, so trading like that wasn't good enough. Was not good enough. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations to Maru. Maru, he does advance on to the semifinals, and let us catch up on the bracket. Let's go. Let us catch up. And again, shout out to Creator for forcing the ace match, bringing us all the way to game 5. Again, there's a lot of hype around Maru. Maru, he is one of the best Terran players in the world. He's the best Terran player in Korea, at least. And typically he does overshadow a player like Creator. We spoke about this yesterday, actually, but Creator, he's often in the dark, or he's in the shadow of Hero and Classic, for good reason. Hero and Classic, they are the 2 best players in the world, 2 best Protoss players in the world, I should emphasize. So it's kind of hard to stand out when you're in the same region as them. So I feel like a lot of people at times overlook players like Creator. He's a damn good player in his own right. And again, specifically over the past couple of weeks, he has been getting some really good results. Like Creator, he's been achieving a lot of good results. Even here, for example, Creator, he beat Classic in the group stage to make it to the playoffs, and even here, going to the ace match against Maru also bodes well. Like, Creator, he's been playing damn well. Didn't beat Maru, but hey, it's Maru, right? Like, GG, well played. Let's go. Let us go. Just catching up. I'll be catching up. Now we just need Big Boy Partying to start playing again. Let's go, Creator. Didn't he join a team recently? Like a couple of months ago? Am I crazy? Did he join Streamer Zone? I remember he he joined Streamer Zone, and when that happened, it was like, oh, is he gonna start like streaming and playing again? And he just joined Stream Zone. He didn't play. Like, it's like, oh, okay. When did he join? He joined October of last year. Yeah. So a couple of months ago, he joined an active team, and then nothing happened. So it was like kind of weird. They're partying. Kind of weird. That is Terran unfavored. No, as you saw here and as we pointed out, it's like the 4-base setup is quite strong. That's brutal. Did I have more kids shoot me? Oh, right, sorry. I saw like a weird comment in the chat, and I wasn't quite paying attention. It was a timeout, but if it was undeserved, I'll look at the logs. If it was undeserved, that kill will be fine. Come back. Técnicas. I don't know, I panned over, I glanced at the chat, and I saw something weird, and I saw a wall of text, and I was like, oh. So the downside of not having another moderator here. So I was just glancing at the chat mid-cast. But again, it was a timeout, so I'll look at it. If everything's fine, it should be back. Late game libs are so hard to deal with. They are really hard to deal with, but at the same time, as we tried to emphasize, a lot of it also came down to Creator's position getting into the mid game. He was playing from behind, so that's why Creator couldn't stop the bases, couldn't stop the expansions, and couldn't stop Maru from like building up and snowballing out of control. So on one hand, yes, like the Liberators were hard to deal with, but the game was almost decided far before that, just because of Maru's economy, right? Like typically the dynamic in TvP is that the Protoss player needs to contain the Terran on a low base count. If they fail to do so, then the Terran player just snowball out of control, as they have a much more efficient composition. On top of that, if you remember, we also emphasized how Creator had a really late switch into Skytoss. Once you go into Mass Liberator, the way to deal with it is typically Tempest, right? So that switch into Tempest, that switch into Skytoss. But again, it was just a really, really rough kind of setup there for Creator. But GG. But GG, well played. With that, we are going to be wrapping up here for the time being. Going to be wrapping up for the morning. Un momento here. Un momento as we do check out our schedule. Okay, so we just wrapped up with our morning broadcast. We should be back this evening with the podcast. So the podcast is going to be returning this evening. We'll be going over all the results of this week's tournaments and all the news from this week as well. Very quickly, what do we have during the podcast? What's going on? What is going on here? We have Rongyi Cup, of course. RSL Season 4 was announced. True. RSL Season 4 was announced. Pigsty Festival number 7 was also announced as well. We have qualifiers on the horizon. And we have our regular weekly tournaments. And we also have some interviews that we have to go over as well regarding Artosis and Tasteless. So, yeah, there's going to be quite a lot to discuss. Mainly like tournament standings, tournament announcements. We of course had Home Story Cup of the weekend. I'm a little bit torn if I want to talk about Home Story Cup, I'll be honest, just because we haven't casted it yet. But by the time we cast it, it's going to be like 2 weeks away. It's probably worth discussing, even though we haven't been able to cast it yet. So probably going to worth discussing, probably going to be worth getting into Home Story Cup. But I'll be discussing that later on this evening. Meanwhile, tomorrow is going to be Rongyi Cup, the semifinals. As you can see here, right, I kind of glossed over it. But bam, we have our semifinalists. We have Hero versus Solar, and we have Trigger versus Maru. They're going to be facing off in the semifinals of Rongyi Cup. And as you can see here, bam, that is scheduled for tomorrow in less than 24 hours. Less than 24 hours will be live with Rongyi Cup Day 3. And the grand finals of Rongyi Cup, as you can see, it will be on Saturday. That is going to be a live broadcast. So up until this point, we've been having replay casts. We've just been unavailable to cover it live. Unfortunately, just some IRL issues and some IRL commitments. So we just haven't been able to cast it live, but we should be able to cast the grand finals live. That'll be on Saturday. Once again, to reiterate, initially that was going to be an offline event, but it was recently announced that they can no longer commit to an offline finals, and it'll instead be online, which is a bit of a shame, but it is going to be an online event instead. So an online finals will be taking place this weekend. And of course, tomorrow we'll be catching up on the semifinals to determine who will make it to those finals. We'll get there. We will get there. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Currently the schedule does say that Sunday is free. That is not true. Sunday we should be casting Thunderfire. The Thunderfire Invitational Day 2 should be on Sunday. We'll have to update the schedule. We'll have to update. But we're catching up. We're catching up on events that we've missed out on. I did kind of allude to Home Story Cup. Usually for the past couple of years, we have been the B stream for Home Story Cup, but this season, this Home Story Cup, we were unavailable. So we do have a lot of replays to catch up on for Home Story Cup, and we'll be probably going over them over the next like month. It's just a lot of matches, a lot of games to go through. So throughout the course of February, we're going to be catching up on Home Story Cup, and we're going to be catching up on Pigsty Cup as well. I think those are the two big events, and of course Rongyi Cup and Thunderfire. But we've got a lot of catching up to do. When it comes to the Pigsty Festival, we could cover the qualifiers of that, but because we have so much catching up to do, we don't really have the time to get into those qualifiers. Best of luck to Pig, El Chanchito. He's going to be covering that, and of course Pig Fest is going to be at the end of the month, starting on the 19th of February. That'll be on the 19th. So a lot of content, a lot of StarCraft is on the horizon, and of course RSL is going to be in March. So RSL is going to be in March. Most likely we'll be co-streaming RSL, most likely. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. We do appreciate it. See, yeah. You're turning in this sweater? We're gonna try. We're gonna try. Look at the supply. True, true. But yeah, with that, we're going to be wrapping up. Going to be wrapping up for the time being, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll see you guys, later on today for some podcasts, or tomorrow for Rongyi Cup. See you then. See you then, Pappy. See you then. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time. See you next time. Meanwhile, stick around. We're going to be giving another StarCraft streamer a raid. Who is live at the moment? Who is live? I see Dave, Dave Testa. I see Bomioja's live. Snake Style as well. Juanito. Huevito. Oh, Huevito's live. But he's playing something else. He's playing some arcade. I'm torn. I think it was yesterday we raided Upper Tree. No, sorry. Yesterday we raided Tempo. Tempo was streaming, by the way. Tempo, who was streaming yesterday. That was really cool. The day before that we raided Upper Tree, raided Sal. We'll give some love to Bomioja. Give him some love. Otherwise, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Ciao. Bye. Ciao. See you next time. Hasta luego.